Preparing for the EU's much-delayed new border control system. The entry-exit system, now due to launch in the autumn, means that non-EU nationals, including people from the UK, will have to register their fingerprints and a photo before being allowed into the bloc.
Multiple European countries have halted travel from the UK to curb a new coronavirus strain from spreading throughout the continent. France has become the latest country to announce a ban on all travel from the UK for at least 48 hours until border controls can be implemented.
Imagine waking up early, bags packed, excitement in the air, only to be stopped dead in your tracks by a flashing red screen at the airport gate. This isn't a movie, this is real life for over 3,000 British travellers who overnight discovered they were barred from flying to Finland. No pandemic, no terrorism threat, and no criminal issue, just a digital border system that almost nobody knew about. If you're planning to travel to Europe right now, this could affect you too, because what happened in Finland is just the beginning. It's 5 a.m. at Heathrow Terminal 3. Sarah Mitchell, a 34-year-old schoolteacher from Kent, stands with her 2 children at gate 27. Today, she's supposed to fly to Helsinki for her sister's wedding. Her passports are valid, her tickets are confirmed, and she even double-checked the luggage rules. Everything seems perfect until she scans her boarding pass. The screen flashes red. Entry data missing. She looks around, stunned. Airline staff hover nearby, equally perplexed. Moments later, the gate closes. The flight is cancelled. No explanations, just chaos. Sarah's nightmare isn't isolated. Across London, Manchester, Edinburgh, Birmingham, thousands of Brits are hitting the same brick wall. Business meetings missed, university programmes delayed, families left in limbo. A retired couple who sold their cottage to start a new life in Lapland are now stuck in a Premier Inn near Gatwick. One man told reporters that they said my passport wasn't linked to something called EES. I've never even heard of it. If this story is grabbing your attention, make sure to hit subscribe because the implications are massive and this situation is evolving fast. So what exactly is EES? It stands for Entry-Exit System, a new digital border protocol rolled out by the EU to track every non-EU traveller entering the Schengen zone. On paper, it's simple. Travellers pre-register biometric data, fingerprints, facial scans, passport info into a central EU database. The promise is faster, safer and more efficient border control. Sounds reasonable, right? Except here's the catch. Most British travellers didn't even know this was mandatory. Airlines weren't ready, border staff weren't trained, and Finland became the first EU country to enforce it fully with practically no warning. This isn't just a tech upgrade, it's a bureaucratic trap, and thousands of innocent travellers are caught in the crossfire. Here's how it all unfolded. Finnish border authorities issued a directive to UK airlines only 48 hours before enforcement went live, just 2 days. A British Airways source, speaking anonymously, admitted there was no time to update systems or inform passengers properly. We were blindsided. Customer service staff had no training on EES protocols. When the first flights landed at Helsinki-Vantaa Airport, the system flagged the unregistered British passports, resulting in automatic refusal to board at the point of departure. Thousands stranded, hundreds of flights cancelled, social media exploding with anger, and naturally, politics erupted. Conservative MP Daniel Hargreaves tweeted, "Another example of Labour's incompetence on post-Brexit travel." Nigel Farage went on live TV exclaiming, "This is exactly what happens when you hand control back to Brussels." Social media is alive with outrage. Families, workers and students alike are livid. Downing Street insists the blame lies entirely with EU enforcement. A government spokesperson told reporters, "We are urgently engaging with Finnish authorities and the European Commission to resolve this issue. This was an unexpected enforcement decision, and we are ensuring UK travellers aren't unfairly disadvantaged." But the public isn't buying it when a star travel crisis is trending. TikTok is flooded with videos of stranded passengers and the anger is palpable. This isn't just about one chaotic day, it's about sovereignty and broken promises. Brexit was supposed to return control to the UK, to allow Britain to manage its borders and make its own rules. Yet here we are, citizens cannot board flights to Europe without Brussels' digital permission. A passport that once symbolised freedom now requires EU database approval, and this is just the start. The EES rollout will sweep across the EU in the next 12 months, including Spain, France, Italy, Greece and Portugal. If Finland's fiasco is any guide, millions of Brits could face the same nightmare next summer. Consider the human toll. Lucy Walker, a 29-year-old nurse from Bristol, was meant to be a bridesmaid in Helsinki. She told reporters, "Tears streaming. I saved for months, bought the dress, got time off work, and now I'm stuck at Heathrow with no answers. I've missed my best friend's wedding." Gareth Thompson, a software engineer from Manchester, spent over £600 trying to reroute through Sweden, only to discover it wouldn't work. The airline staff didn't know what EES was. He said supervisors didn't know either. How is that acceptable? Social media is packed with similar stories. Retired couples stranded indefinitely, students missing study placements, families missing funerals, business people losing deals. And the frustration isn't just directed at Finland or Brussels. It's aimed squarely at the UK government for failing to protect citizens. One LBC caller put it bluntly, "We were told Brexit meant taking back control. Right now, we can't even get on a plane without EU approval. What did we actually gain? Who's responsible?" Finland claims it followed EU law and proper protocols. The European Commission says Britain was informed months ago, but UK diplomats argue Finland acted too quickly, enforcing the rules earlier than other member states and creating chaos. An EU insider told Politico Europe it was an unfortunate misunderstanding. Member states have discretion. The UK will be updated moving forward. Translation: classic bureaucratic shrug. Other EU nations watched the Finnish disaster and postponed their own EES enforcement to avoid a PR nightmare. Finland, however, went full steam ahead. Thousands of British travellers became collateral damage in an international blame game. This story is far from over. The political fallout, ongoing EU border chaos and potential impact on millions of future travellers are unfolding in real time. We'll be tracking every development, but now I want to hear from you. Did Finland do the right thing by enforcing EES early? Should Starmer's government have foreseen this crisis? And perhaps the biggest question, is Brexit delivering for ordinary people? Or has it just replaced Brussels bureaucracy with homegrown chaos? Share your thoughts in the comments. This discussion is just getting started and your voice counts. For updates, facts, and live coverage of this travel situation, no corporate spin. Subscribe and turn on notifications. When the following EU policy change happens, you'll want to know before you're stuck at the airport staring at a red screen. Make no mistake, this isn't just a travel problem. It's a warning for the UK. Freedom to travel matters no matter what promises are made. Right now, British travellers are feeling the impact. And if nothing changes, it could get even worse.